Hello, Pedro. Hello, Mario Eduardo. Hello, Gislaine. How are you guys?
Hello, teacher. I'm very well.
Good,
Hello, teacher.
good to know. Okay, so I believe everyone got the link, but I would like to apologize because I did not have time to prepare the new material. I had a kind of a critical emergency this weekend and I couldn't work. Okay.
Oh,
So
teacher.
yes,
Do,
to make a
do you
long
find?
yes, I'm fine, and I hope to continue to be fine. But to make a long story short, I lived in a big apartment and I shared with another engineer, an Italian engineer. Uh, I would see him like once a week because I worked at home, he worked at the factory, and when he came home, I was working, giving classes in my room, so I never saw him. So we had very little contact, but we shared the kitchen. And what happened on Saturday morning, he sent me a WhatsApp message saying he had tested positive for COVID-19. Okay.
Wow.
And he told me, I'm very worried about you because we share the same kitchen. I haven't seen you, but I have circulated in the same. We didn't share the same bathroom. I had my private bathroom. He had his private bathroom. Understand? But
Okay.
we spoke to the real estate agency that organizes the apartment, and they told me, no, we have to move you out of there immediately, Roberto. You cannot stay there because he needs to be isolated for 14 days. So
Wow.
pack everything. And I couldn't work because I needed to pack. And they just put me in in a certain way, I'm feeling very well because it's a brand new apartment. Understand? In an old building, of course, because everything in Italy is old. But the apartment is brand new and I'm alone. Okay. And I
Okay.
just hope that I have not anything, but I don't know. I'll also be in observation for the next few days. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Wow. Yes, but
Yeah, but
he,
situation here, as I have already told you, is critical. Okay. So probably he got
yes.
infected at the company, and a lot more people are also infected. The number of cases in my area is increasing to about like 2,000, 1,500 per day.
Wow.
Yes, because
Wow.
now it's very cold. Okay, it's 0 degrees now as we speak. Okay,
Wow, teacher. Very
yes,
cold.
yes. Outside, of course. Here, no. Here's uh, as I said, this apartment is a brand new apartment, so we don't have heaters like in the old apartment. Now here it's all central air conditioning, hot or cold. Understand?
Okay. Okay. Yes, yes.
Bo, so I'm sorry. We will finish the lesson that we did not finish last class, and I did
Ah,
not have time to prepare any material. Okay, I'm sorry, but my life was really confusing Saturday and Sunday, trying to organize everything. Ah, and of course, worried, extremely worried, understand? Because we were in the same house.
minha nossa.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a big apartment, but we were in the same apartment. Okay. All
Ah,
right.
teacher.
Yeah, but so far I have no fever. Okay, so far no fever,
No cough.
no cough. My sense of smell. I had a very good lunch. My sense of smell and taste was good. Okay, so
Oh, it's good.
Yes, I splashed some perfume just to see if I could smell the perfume. Yes, okay.
Yes. Very
So,
good.
yes, I'll just say my prayers tonight and hopefully nothing bad is going to happen, okay?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
where did we stop in our last class? Do you remember, Pedro or Gislaine? Because my personal assistant is not here yet. I don't know how far, I don't know, even if we started reading these, if we started where we stopped, or we have to start today. Do you remember, Pedro or Gislaine?
No.
Oh,
Turkey?
teacher.
Yes, yes.
Turkey, yes. Turkey or no turkey?
Como se diz? Eu faltei. Luck?
I was
Fruit,
absent.
fruits and vegetables, not reading
Okay, fruits and vegetables.
vegetables.
You are not here on Friday. Shame on you. Yes, probably you traveled, huh?
Teacher, Tuesday and Friday.
You traveled? Yes, I noticed that you were here, not here.
Yes, teacher.
Were you traveling?
I was
Traveling.
Yes, because I needed.
Vacation. Ah, okay. Good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay. Erica has just arrived.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Fine, thanks, and you?
I hope to be fine. Yes, you missed the beginning of the class, but I said to everyone here I needed to have an emergency move from my apartment to a new apartment over the weekend. Okay.
Really? Why, teacher?
Yes, because my flatmate, I shared the apartment, which was a big apartment, okay, with another engineer. And Saturday, he sent me a message saying he had been tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh my gosh.
So the travel agency was very nice, and they contacted me immediately saying that they needed to move me as fast as possible to avoid any problems for me, understand? So now he is isolated there in the old apartment and I'm isolated here. Okay, since he tested positive, he couldn't get out of the apartment. Okay, I don't have any symptoms. I haven't done the test, but I had no contact with him. As I explained it, we only circulated maybe on Saturday night, but I didn't see him, understand? Because
Yes.
we have different schedules, but we circulated in the same place. And he was already infected.
And
So
he has his symptoms.
he only lost the sense of smell and taste.
Okay.
The rest, nothing. Okay.
Taking care, teacher.
Oh, my dear, don't tell me about this. I have been praying since yesterday because I am, in a certain way, I am not in a comfortable situation because I'm old, I'm diabetic, I'm alone, understand? So it's kind of, okay. Anyway, that's why I apologize that I didn't have time to work on the new material, understand? But we have not finished the material from last class, right? According to Pedro, we stopped here, fruits and vegetables. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So just for you and for the ones, I will play it again. I want you to listen to the pronunciation of words that maybe you have never seen. Okay, we do have some time. So I'm playing it again for everyone. Okay, Ghislaine, there are lots of different names of food for you. Okay.
First Thanksgiving meal. For many
you listen?
Americans, the Thanksgiving
Yes.
meal include seasonal dishes such as roast turkey with stuffing, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes and pumpkin pie. The holiday feast dates back to November 1621, when the newly arrived Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Indians gathered at Plymouth for an autumn harvest celebration, an event regarded as America's first Thanksgiving. But what was really on the menu at the famous banquet, and which of today's time-honored favorites didn't earn a place at the table until later in the holiday's 400-year history? Turkey. While no records exist of the exact bill of fare, the Pilgrim chronicler Edward Winslow noted in his journal that the colony's governor, William Bradford, sent 4 men on a fowling mission in preparation for the 3-day event. Wild, but not domestic, turkey was indeed plentiful in the region and a common food source for both English settlers and Native Americans. But it is just as likely that the fowling party returned with other birds we know the colonists regularly consumed, such as ducks, geese and swans. Instead of bread-based stuffing, herbs, onions or nuts might have been added to the birds for extra flavor. Did you know? Many people report feeling drowsy after eating a Thanksgiving meal. Turkey often gets blamed because it contains tryptophan, an amino acid that can have a somnolent effect. But studies suggest it's the carbohydrate-rich sides and desserts that allow tryptophan to enter the brain. In other words, eating turkey without the trimmings could prevent that post-Thanksgiving energy lull. Turkey or no turkey, the first Thanksgiving's attendees almost certainly got their fill of meat. Winslow wrote that the Wampanoag guests arrived with an offering of 5 deer. Culinary historians speculate that the deer was roasted on a spit over a smoldering fire and that the colonists might have used some of the venison to whip up a hearty stew. Fruits and vegetables. The 1621 Thanksgiving celebration marked the Pilgrims' first autumn harvest, so it is likely that the colonists feasted on the bounty they had reaped with the help of their Native American neighbors. Local vegetables that likely appeared on the table include onions, beans, lettuce, spinach, cabbage, carrots and perhaps peas. Corn, which records show was plentiful at the first harvest, might also have been served, but not in the way most people enjoy it now. In those days, the corn would have been removed from the cob and turned into cornmeal, which was then boiled and pounded into a thick corn mush or porridge that was occasionally sweetened with molasses. Fruits indigenous to the region included blueberries, plums, grapes, gooseberries, raspberries and, of course, cranberries, which Native Americans ate and used as a natural dye. The Pilgrims might have been familiar with cranberries by the first Thanksgiving, but they wouldn't have made sauces and relishes with the tart herbs. That's because the sacks of sugar that traveled across the Atlantic on the Mayflower were nearly or fully depleted by November 1621. Cooks didn't begin boiling cranberries with sugar and using the mixture as an accompaniment for meats until about 50 years later. Fish and shellfish. Culinary historians believe that much of the Thanksgiving meal consisted of seafood, which is often absent from today's menus. Mussels in particular were abundant in New England and could be easily harvested because they clung to rocks along the shoreline. The colonists occasionally served mussels with curds, a dairy product with a similar consistency to cottage cheese. Lobster, bass, clams and oysters might also have been part of the feast. Potatoes, whether mashed or roasted, white or sweet, potatoes had no place at the first Thanksgiving. After encountering it in its native South America, the Spanish began introducing the potato to Europeans around 1570. But by the time the Pilgrims boarded the Mayflower, the tuber had neither doubled back to North America nor become popular enough with the English to hitch a ride. New England's native inhabitants are known to have eaten other plant roots such as Indian turnips and ground nuts, which they may or may not have brought to the party. Pumpkin pie. Both the Pilgrims and members of the Wampanoag tribe ate pumpkins and other squashes indigenous to New England, possibly even during the harvest festival. But the fledgling colony lacked the butter and wheat flour necessary for making pie crust. Moreover, settlers hadn't yet constructed an oven for baking. According to some accounts, early English settlers in North America improvised by hollowing out pumpkins, filling the shells with milk, honey and spices to make a custard, then roasting the gourds whole in hot ashes.
Okay. Easy? So-so?
So. Many words, new
I
words, many new
told you.
words.
Yes. Okay, so Ghislaine, could you read this first part about the fruits and the vegetables, please?
Yes. Fruits and vegetables.
No. You are a nutritionist, please. Vegetables.
Vegetables.
We don't say
Yes.
vegetables. That is the bad intonation. Vegetables. Ve. The stress syllable is ve. Vegetables.
Okay. Fruits and vegetables.
Perfect now.
1621 Thanksgiving celebration marked the Pilgrims' first autumn harvest, so it is likely that the colonists
Feasted. Yeah, had a big party, a big celebration, a big feast. They feasted.
Okay, feasted on the
bounty
they had
ripped.
They had reaped with the help of their Native American neighbors. Local vegetables that likely appeared on the table include onions, beans, lettuce.
Yes.
Lettuce.
I think lettuce or lettuce. I think I heard this in France. I think it's French, but in English they say lettuce.
Okay? Lettuce.
Spinach.
Okay. Spinach, cabbage, carrots, and perhaps peas.
Okay.
Corn, which records show was plentiful at the first harvest, might also have been served, but not in the way most people enjoy it now. In those days, the corn would have been removed from the cob and turned into cornmeal, which was then boiled and pounded into a thick corn mush
or porridge
that was occasionally
sweetened with molasses. Okay?
Occasionally sweetened with molasses. Fruits indigenous to the region include blueberries, plums, grapes, gooseberries, raspberries, and, of course, cranberries. Which Native Americans ate and used was a natural dye. The Pilgrims might have been familiar with cranberries by the first Thanksgiving, but they would not have made sauces and relishes with the tart herbs. That's because the sacks of sugar that traveled across the Atlantic on the Mayflower were nearly or fully depleted by November. Depleted by November 1621. Cooks didn't begin boiling cranberries with sugar and using cranberries with sugar and using the mixture as an accompaniment for meats until about 50 years later.
Okay.
Wow.
A lot of things.
Yes.
Yes. Today, if you go to a Thanksgiving celebration, probably you will be served turkey with cranberry sauce, which is kind of sweet and sour. Okay.
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 But at the first original Thanksgiving, they they did not have the sauce because they did not have sugar. Sugar had already finished. Okay. The sugar sacks that came with the Mayflower were nearly or completely depleted. Depleted means used, exhausted by November 1621, because they practically arrived 1 year before. And imagine, they didn't have endless supply of sugar. Okay. Any question about this part? Pedro.
Relicious.
No,
Pedro understand everything.
no.
Wow. So ask me. I'm here to teach. If you don't ask me question, I lose my function. I lose my job. Erica, I don't
Relicious.
know. Yes, I was going to talk about it. I don't know about Malta, but in the United States, in England, when you usually order a hot dog, it's very common to put ketchup, mustard, and a kind of a relish that is made with cucumber pickles. Understand? This is also sweet and sour at the same time. Okay, so Brazilians are not very fan of relish. Okay, but
Okay.
I like it. I think it's a very exquisite taste. Okay, it's very sophisticated. Let me see if I can find a photograph. Photo of relish. If my friend, okay, here. Yes, I found it. Google is very nice. Okay.
Relish is a dish Indian dish.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of pickles, okay, made with, let me show you a photograph I found here. There are many photographs at Google. Here, you see? Usually it's made with cucumber, pickle relish, okay? It's something green like this, pickle relish. So you can buy in bottles, you can buy from Heinz, okay, or sweet relish, okay? But it's always sweet and sour, okay, or hot dog relish,
Yes.
okay? It's very common in New York on the street to put relish. Brazilians go easy. If they offer you what you want, you can tell him, go easy on the relish, because maybe you don't like, but you will pay for, and you are not going to eat. Okay? Some relish are kind of spicy, some are not spicy, but they are always sweet and sour. Always, always. Okay? Sweet relish. Okay? You can even buy at Amazon. Here in Europe, okay? I don't know if Amazon Brazil, they sell it. But that's the idea of relish. But no, they didn't have this for Thanksgiving because they didn't have sugar. Understand?
Okay.
Another question.
Teacher.
Lucia? Yes.
Yes. Plums.
Plum. Pum. Pum is another word, okay? Pum is Portuguese, understand? Maybe you can ask your children. They can tell you what is a plum. Okay. In English, we say
Yes.
plum. Plum. Plum is a
Plum.
fruit. Yeah, it's a fruit. It's very interesting because usually during Christmas time, we always eat a lot of plums. They are kind of round and dark red, understand? And it's very common in Brazil to eat dried plums, especially when you make a coconut flan. You put a lot of sugar sauce with plums, dried, not the natural one. Understand? The fruit, the fruit itself, it's not. Yeah, it is common to eat in Brazil. I have in my house uh, some plum trees, but maybe you didn't understand the idea. Let me see. Here. I I think it's easier to show you a photograph. Always easier. See, that's a plum.
Ah, sabia.
I knew it.
Okay.
We usually eat them dried, and then they are black.
Yeah.
Okay, dried plums. Okay. Oh, plum.
E manjar.
Yeah,
Plums dry.
I said coconut flan.
Oh, yes, cocô.
Coconut flan. You see, they
Punch.
get very dark. Can you see them?
Okay.
This
Yes,
is the
yes.
type that we get, okay? The plums. This is very
Plums.
common, but they are dried. You see, dried plums, okay?
Okay.
All right. Another question in relation to the article.
Kobe.
Starch
Kobe?
orbs.
Corn cob. Yes. When you go to the beach, it's very common to eat boiled corn on the cob. And then you know what's corn, right?
Right.
Yes. Cob is the place where you don't eat. You only eat the corn and you throw away the cob. Okay?
Ah,
But at that time, they say that it was not possible that they ate the corn on the cob. They would remove the corn from the cob and change the corn into a cornmeal. Cornmeal is like uma farinha de milho. And then
okay.
they boiled and make like a soft polenta. Understand? That is how they used to eat corn at that time, like a polenta. But they would always make it a little sweet with molasses or molasses. I've heard both pronunciation. Molasses or molasses is, let me think if I can remember the name of this. É melado. You know melado de cana?
Okay.
That's molasses, okay? Because sugar was not molasses or molasses. I've heard both pronunciations. Okay.
Teacher, mush, corn mush is like
Like a
porridge?
polenta, soft. A porridge is like a that you make with
Mingau.
oatmeal, mingau, exactly, that you give to the children. Yes. Oh, and molasses. I found many pictures of molasses here. Oh, you see? Oh,
Ah, okay.
okay.
Made the sugar?
From
Made
sugar, yes, from
from
sugar.
sugar.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
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 Oh, here you can see the sugar cane. Oh. See?
Okay.
Molasses. Okay.
Okay.
It's It was very traditional at that time because they didn't know how to make the white sugar that we use nowadays did not exist. They only had molasses that was a primary subproduct of the sugar cane, or they had the brown sugar, but not the white sugar. White sugar only came into existence many, many years later, okay? Another question about this?
Tart or
It's the same thing. Tart is a French word that's used to refer to a pie, you see? Oh, the pilgrims might have been familiar with cranberries, but they wouldn't have made sauces and relish with the tart herbs. That means they did not have sugar, and then they could not make sweet things. Like tart is a French word for a pie, understand?
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
They couldn't make anything sweet, so they didn't have any sauce or relish that was sweet at that time, or a tart with the cranberries, because they didn't have sugar. And there is an observation here. Cooks didn't begin boiling cranberries with sugar and using the mixture as an accompaniment for meats until about 50 years later. So after 50 years, somebody invented the famous cranberry sauces that we use. Okay.
Okay.
This is very good with turkey. I highly recommend that you look at the internet for a good recipe for cranberry sauce and you try. Maybe you cannot find fresh cranberry, but you can find dried cranberries in Brazil and you can make the sauce. It's really good with turkey or even chicken. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Teacher, how can I say adoçante?
Sweetener.
Sweetener.
Yes.
Sweetener.
You use to make things sweet. So it's a sweetener.
Okay.
This is adoçante, but of course, there are many different types of sweetener, okay? Some of the names that exist in Portuguese are similar to the names in English, okay? Like
Okay.
sucarin or things like this. The names are similar, but sweetener is generic, it's everything.
Okay.
Fish and shellfish. Pedro, can you read this part for me? Culinary historians. Pedro? Fish and shellfish.
Yes, culinary historians believe that much of the Thanksgiving meal consisted of seafood. It's often absent from today's menus.
Menus. Mussels in particular.
Mussels in particular were abundant in New England and could be easily harvested because they clung to rocks along the shoreline. The colonists
occasionally
served mussels with curds.
Dairy product.
Their product with a similar consistency to cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. Lobster, bass, clams, and
oysters
might also have been part of
past tense of may. We saw I think last week, remember? Can, could, may, might is the past tense. Use it to indicate a probability.
Okay. Oysters might also have been part of the feast.
Okay. Any question about this part?
Yes. Bass.
Bass is a type of fish. It's not very common in Brazil, but I think the equivalent of it in Brazil, I know it's expensive. Let me see. I don't remember the name in Portuguese. Bass. What's your name in Portuguese? Bass. Okay. Bass. No. This is the dictionary gives a name, but it's not the name we can find. Maybe our nutritionist. The dictionary says perca. Okay, but no, there is another name for this fish, but it's a fish. Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Maybe if you see the photograph, can you see the photograph there?
A moment. Could you put down?
Yes, I don't know where.
Yes, here is good.
Yes.
Okay, I don't
But-
know this thing.
Yes, no, but what are the common fish that we can find in Brazil? But this is more expensive. Oh, nutritionist.
Namorado,
No,
pescada,
no,
tainha.
Tilapia.
no. It's one more sophisticated. Something maybe like linguado, you know?
Okay.
Something like this. Okay?
Okay.
Another
Peter.
question?
São Peter.
São Peter or linguado is the same, yes? Or no? I think
Yes.
São Peter, linguado.
It's similar.
They are all similar. Yes, it's the same family, all right?
Okay.
Another question about this?
Yes. Clang.
Clung is the past tense and the
Clang,
past
yes,
participle of cling. This is, for example, when you look at the rocks that you have along the shore of the ocean, you can always see mussels. Mussels are like mexilhões that they just cling. They get connected to the rocks and they stay there. So if you want, you can go there and just pick them up. And many people eat it. My wife is crazy about mussels. I myself don't like it very much, but she loves it. Okay.
Okay. And the curds.
Curds.
Curd is a type of cheese. I would say that you see, with curds, a dairy product. Dairy means something that comes from milk. Okay. Curd. I think the best equivalent we have in Brazil is queijo coalho. Okay.
Okay.
They served mexilhões com queijo coalho. Okay.
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 According to the historians, you know, probably there is a lot of fantasy in this first Thanksgiving, because they believe that the most abundant thing they had at that time were seafood and not turkey or deer, like the Indians brought 5 deer, okay? And they didn't even have potatoes in America. Did you know that? Oh, Erika.
No,
Yes?
I'm surprised. Yes.
Yes. Oh, read this part about the potatoes. Potatoes did not exist in America. Okay?
Okay. Whether mashed or roasted, white or sweet, potatoes had no place at the first Thanksgiving. After encountering it in its native
South America.
Encountering it in its
Native
South America, the Spanish began introducing the potato to Europeans around 1570.
70.
But by the time the Pilgrims boarded the Mayflower, the tuber had neither doubled back to North America nor become popular enough with the English to hitch a ride.
Okay.
New England's native inhabitants are known to have eaten other plant roots such as Indian turnips and ground nuts, which they may or may not have brought to the party.
Okay. Now, both Indian turnips and ground nuts are different types of nabos. Nabo. Okay?
Turnips and
yes, nabo. But it's different of the ones we have in Brazil. Okay? Understand what I'm saying? It's not similar to the ones we have in Brazil. Hello, am I frozen? Hello?
Teacher.
Yes. I thought I was frozen.
Yeah. It's turnips.
Yes, nabo.
Nabo é turnips. Turnips.
Yes, yes.
Yes?
Yeah, but look how they are different from the ones we have in Brazil. Can you see? Oh.
Yes.
Because potatoes did not exist in North America. Potatoes were typical of South America, and they were taken to Europe only in 1570, but it was not popular for the English people. That's why they used the funny expression here. The tuber, o tubérculo, had neither doubled back to North America nor become popular enough with the English to hitch a ride. Quer dizer, nem se tornou popular com os ingleses para pegar uma carona, okay? To come to the United States on board of the Mayflower, because it was not common to eat potatoes. Can you believe this? Many people think potato is old food. Not so old, okay? Maybe pasta came before the potatoes, okay?
Okay.
Any other question about this or no?
No.
Ground nuts, teacher.
Yes, it's another type of tuber, outro tipo de tubérculo, okay?
Okay.
Similar to the same family of turnips, okay? Let me see.
Okay.
These words are difficult because we don't have in Brazil.
Okay.
Ground, let me see if I find a photograph. No. But they are all, everything that you have with the nuts, okay, is like a type of noz, okay, but Indian turnips and ground nuts. We don't have these nowadays, okay? If you check
Teacher,
on the, yes.
It's like peanuts.
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 Yeah, but Indian ground nuts. Yes, it's a type of, okay? A type of. But they are both in the ground. You see here. Oh, there is a photograph here. I don't know if you can see. See the Indian boy holding.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Another question or no?
No.
Okay. We practically finished. Can you please just do the listening comprehension for tomorrow? We will correct this tomorrow. and we start a new material. Hopefully, I will be feeling full of beans by tomorrow, and I will prepare a new material for you. All right?
All right,
right.
teacher.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching the class. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. All right?
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye
Bye
now.
bye.
Bye-bye.